You're watching FAnews. We are talking to Dr. Andreas Shell, who is the Global Head of Claims Short-tail for Allianz Global Corporates. Dr. Shell, thank you very much for joining us and welcome to South Africa.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
We're talking about claims, and that's really what insurance is all about. People pay premiums and they want to have a good claims management process. Can you discuss what optimally needs to be in place in order to facilitate that?
Right. Well, what needs to be in place is a good accord with the client already before a loss even happens. I think it's paramount to have contact between the claims people and the insureds as far as possible. Those will be major and big clients predominantly who we know will have claims at some point in time. In order to establish contact, develop trust and sort of familiarity with what it is that's going to happen when a claim happens. So you talk about notification, who's then going to come on site, which experts will be retained, and how the process in general works. And that is the good start into a claims handling process.
Talking about the skills now that are transferable from the European markets into the South African markets, can you just discuss some of the lessons you've learned overseas and how they can be implemented in the South African markets?
Yes, indeed. I've got global responsibility, and so I have dealt with other markets before outside of the European ones. And usually the problem mainly lies with communication and the question of seeing the client actually as a partner and as a contract partner who you want to deal with, who you want to have served well. Quite often it turns adversarial and you view the insured a bit as your opponent rather than somebody you want to get a solution together with. And that is probably one of the major things that I've seen. It's a bit of fear, an element of caution, and I think that's not helpful. I think transparency and really communicating well, working together, and achieving that cooperation is absolutely key.
Looking at the South African market in terms of other developing countries or developing markets, what is the future for South Africa in terms of a client-insurer relationship perspective?
Well, I'd say that it is no different than in any other market because effectively what always makes up a good product will travel. And so in that respect, if you're talking insurance, you're talking about a people business and you're talking about relationships. But on the other hand, you're also talking about technical excellence. You're talking about knowing exactly what you're doing. There is one element in growth markets where familiarity with products and how to actually deal with them, how to handle them is not always there, and where technical expertise and also insurance knowledge is sometimes lacking. That's a lot of training that needs to be done there, and the rest is all experience.
Dr. Andreas Shell, thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.